right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with game number 1 between Dignitas Killer and Roxkiss LiveZerg. We do have a Zerg vs. Zerg. Starting map will be Damage Inc.
Yep, and one of the new maps. Obviously, a lot of new maps being used in this tournament. And Killer just making sure it's 2 spots, asking his opponent saying he doesn't know. And these guys have a lot of questions going on, Gretorp.
Yeah, definitely. You know, these newer maps, we're testing them out, we're checking them out for season number 3 because, of course, we want just a breath of fresh air with the maps. It can be quite tedious to watch, you know, the same maps over and over and cast the same maps over and over, I should say. But, you know, these newer maps, it introduces a lot newer strategies, and players can really take advantage of that. We already see that Killer has deviated from standard play. He's going for a very early pull.
He is, and this could be really good if his opponent doesn't put a pull down in the near future here. And LiveZerg is actually saving up a bit of money. The question is, will he go for a 15 hatch, or will he put a spawning pull down and up to 14, going up to 15 pretty soon here, Gretorp, so I'm a little worried for him.
Well, I would assume he puts down a spawning pull because he should look at that ramp and say, oh, man, he's going for a hatchery. That's really bad. I don't know why he would go for a hatchery. The hatchery, when you place it over here, there's so much distance between that hatchery and the ramp. So doing this is really, really silly in my opinion. And it's going to help out Killer a lot. Of course, there is a lot of distance. Look at the travel time you have to go just to get to your opponent's base. But still, the 15 hatch, I don't like it at all. And look at that, he's putting down an extractor and 2 more drones afterwards.
Oh my god.
Axel, this could be disastrous.
That's the definition of greedy, man. And yeah, this could be pretty scary indeed. I don't see him having lings at his, you know, even close to being done once these lings get to his base. Spawning pool just now being thrown down, and 6 Zerglings from Dignitas Killer already halfway across the map. And LiveZerg is going to spot this in a second. And I really don't know what the optimal way to react to this is. Maybe just micro drones like a champ.
Yeah, he has some micro drones. Now, what Killer should do is see this hatchery and just run straight by it. He shouldn't even bother with it. He doesn't even look at it. So scratch that. Now going on to creep, and these Zerglings, they're going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, this has to be really annoying for LiveZerg. Doing a decent job here, actually microing with those drones, right-clicking on those mineral lines, mineral fields to stack up his drones and then A-moving. And Killer is doing a good job denying mining time, but not really killing any drones in this process. Actually going to move over to the natural expansion. Lings are going to pursue him, and I don't know, man. Killer, that's a lot of lings against a lot of drones. Let's see what happens.
Yep. Let's go ahead and look at the workers killed. Only 1 so far, so LiveZerg has done a great job at just holding this off for now. Zerglings are on the way out for him, but throughout this entire time, Killer's gotten the chance to drone up as well, now getting the queen before his opponent. There's been so much mining time that's been lost from all of this, and now finally it looks like the Zerglings will be forced back. But let's go ahead. Look how many drones have been killed. 2 drones in total. Income tab showing, of course, 0 to a lot more. And the harvester count is going to increase very steadily for Killer, not so much for LiveZerg. This damage has just been so strong.
Yeah, really good damage being done by Dignitas Killer here, but something you have to keep in mind is that LiveZerg already has his hatchery up, and if he can fend off these lings, which I feel like he eventually will be able to, that's, you know, less resources than Killer he has to spend in the game, because obviously Killer has to get his hatchery, spending 300 minerals on that, and LiveZerg already has that, already has all the larvae there to produce stuff as well. So I don't know, man. I think they're relatively even though Killer is up 30 to 19. I don't know, man.
Well, we do have double queens, and just having 1 queen actually allows you to produce at the capacity of two hatcheries.
Yes.
So they are pretty even in that respect. And LZ, LiveZerg doesn't have a queen out yet. He's not even producing. He doesn't have the capacity to because his drones have just been, you know, harassed for so long. So I feel like right now LiveZerg is behind. He, you know, you could say the 1 hatchery equals the 2 queens. I'd much rather have the 2 queens at this point than the 1 hatchery out.
Yep, and LiveZerg putting down a Baneling nest. The Lings marching forward to his opponent's natural expansion. Overlord will spot that this queen may get caught off guard here, but there are Lings from Killer. They do have speed, and they should be able to clean up those slow Lings from LiveZerg relatively easily. Yep,
Roach Warren. Wow. Gosh, this is so crazy. A Roach Warren is being constructed for Dignitas Killer. Killer, you know, I've been watching him at BlizzCon. He has a very unique style of ZVZ. He doesn't do the normal stuff. he actually looks to, just change it up all over the place. He plays towards that metagame and says, okay, well, this is what people normally prepare for. I'm going to do something way, way different. And look at that. These Zerglings get in here. They're doing immense damage. But you know what? I think he should be able to hold this off for a little bit.
Yeah, speed is about to finish as well, and he has plenty of lings here. Needs to be careful about that concave. Does not want to be caught off guard there and smushed in a little hallway. But it looks like LiveZerg is going to eventually hold this off. A Baneling is on the way, but he's down 52 to 24 supply right now, and Killer is looking really good.
Yep, double the harvester count, 34 to 16. That's such a huge, gigantic advantage for Killer. Killer can basically do anything from here on out. He is going that evolution chamber, it looks like, and he'll mass up roaches. I think this is the correct move. Really, he has so many correct moves, but just go for the roach +1 attack timing. That is probably one of the strongest things Zerg has, and I think there's no way, there is zero way, if he does this and just goes completely roach, completely that +1 attack, that LiveZerg can actually defend this.
Yeah, I mean, LiveZerg doesn't have a Roach Horn on the ground, and everything is going to rely on his Zergling and Baneling control. But that being said, 8 drones on the way, so it doesn't look like he's going to do some sort of timing attack in the near future. But yeah, I'm really scared for LiveZerg right now. If Dignitas Killer moves out with his roaches and just attacks his natural, I don't see him holding him off. Maybe his only choice would be to somehow try to go for a counterattack, swing around the side of the lings, and hit his opponent's base while the roaches are in the middle of the map or something.
Yeah, but by the time the +1 attack is up, roaches prove to be one of the most powerful defensive units in DVZ at that time, at that point in the game. So you can see how fast the Zerglings die. They're 3-shot right now, but as soon as that +1 attack kicks in 100 seconds, it will be the Zerglings will be 2-shotted. Banelings do virtually 0 damage against those roaches. In this type of numbers, only 3. So LiveZerg, I like what Killer's doing right now. He's just pushing out with his roaches, going into shark mode, saying, hey, I could be pressing up on you. There could be a million Zerglings coming behind this. No, he's just going to push out, force a lot of defense, force less drones out of his opponent, and then back up and continue macroing up.
Yeah, 7 drones on the way for LiveZerg, amassing a bunch of lings at his natural expansion behind that one lone Spinecrawler. Also has 2 Banelings there as well. Lair being morphed in at his natural expansion instead of his main. A little bit of an intriguing decision there. But yeah, Killer in such a good situation right now, up 89 to 54 supply, has his 3rd and 4th gases. His lair is almost done. We'll have to see where he goes from there. Probably speed on those roaches, I would say, and maybe, Infestation Pit or Hydralisk Den in the near future, but I'll have to keep an eye on that. The point of the matter is 3rd going down by Killer. He's looking incredibly good to go up 1 game here.
Yes. +1 attack is just about to finish. He's not going to actually use this for a timing. Instead, it will be a defensive timing. I've seen Vibe do this in the regular season of NASL, where he just gets his +1 and defends up to get the 3rd base. He just doesn't... I know players like this do this when they're not comfortable about the map particularly, especially about counterattacks, and there are a lot of counterattacking options. So I suppose, just like Vibe did, Killer doesn't want to do the same thing. He has taken the 12 o'clock expansion and just extending his advantage.
Yeah, and LiveZerg putting 3... Oh, yeah. Okay, he's putting down a Spire. He was putting down 3 Spinecrawlers and making a lot of lings. I'm like, he has his 3rd and 4th gas. Is this a Spire? It is. Spire going down outside of his natural expansion in his mineral line. So he's going to try to go for mutas, but spoiler alert, Killer has a Hydralisk Den on the way, so I'm not sure how effective these mutas will be, but you got to understand, the point of view LiveZerg is coming from. He's pretty far behind. He needs to do something drastic to get back into it. So, that was one of his only options to go for that muta play. So we'll have to see how that ends up unfolding for him.
Exactly. And, I think it won't end up too well.
Yeah.
Very bluntly put, because these roaches are enough to just walk over, even if mutas are out. I'll give him all the mutas he has right now. There's about 700 gas. If 10 mutas pop out right now, the roaches still stay alive long enough to probably kill this lair, kill the hatchery, kill all the drones over here. If Killer wants to press on his advantage, he easily can and win the game right now. Instead, he's just going to mass up in Hydras. He has 5 Hydras on the way out. Right now, Units tab is showing 6 out in the field, so we will have a total of 11 Hydras. That should be the timing attack. Actually, a +2 timing attack, I would more assume than right now. But
Yep.
I don't know. Killer's doing something weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think by the time he gets to his opponent's natural, those upgrades should be done. And just something to keep in mind, Killer actually spotted that Spire. I didn't see that, but he did actually scout that out. So he knows absolutely what's going on. Spore Crawler's in his main and natural expansions. Spore Crawler just now going down at his third base, and Killer should be pushing pretty soon here, still amassing those Hydras, up a 161 to 80 supply. But still a little bit hesitant. Looks like he's going back to protect his third from that Mutaflock that's flying to the north side of the map.
Yeah, but at this point, he is double his opponent's supply, 164 supply to 80. He just has a gigantic lead, as we were talking about before. Top right expansion has been taken by LiveZerg. This is the type of stuff he needs to do. He actually needs to have these mutas a lot farther down. He can't worry about this. You know, he's trying to defend really, really hard. Looks like mass banelings actually coming out from LiveZerg. Wow, what an interesting take on this defense. I guess it works very well against those Hydras, but I highly doubt they'll be able to get in range. Centrifugal Hooks is on the way out. That will help him immensely, but still those Roaches are the big problem.
Yeah, Centrifugal Hooks, it needs to finish. 6 more Banelings on the way, but here we go. Dignitas Killer is not going to wait for those Banelings, and he's going to attack the Spine Crawler's head on. Banelings coming forward now from LiveZerg, going to get some nice explosions off into the Roaches, but not hitting too many Hydras, which is what you want them to do, and there's the GG from LiveZerg.
The +2 attack finished at the perfect time. The +1 armor is there as well, so the Zergling Baneling force does absolutely nothing. Mutas get obliterated behind from those Hydras. It was just, you know, a great way of playing out that game. Killer retained his advantage, and I have to say, LiveZerg going that 15 hatch, Axel. That was disastrous, man.
I mean, it would have been fine if his opponent had done some sort of late spawning pool, you know, later, I should say, spawning pool.
I don't even think that defends, though.
Really?
I honestly think if it's... Yeah, look at that distance. I mean, the creep barely goes towards that ramp. So if the Zerglings come sneak around on the top and then they shoot over to the ramp, they're going to get up the ramp 100% of the times. It's impossible to actually keep that. So I just think that was so silly to go a 15 hatch on a map like Damage Inc. You know, it's quite a shame.
Yeah, it is. But Dignitas Killer played that pretty well. Took advantage of the map, and obviously, you know, I think he's feeling good about himself. He's up 1-0. Only needs to win one more to get to the next round.
Yep. Well, let's go check out if he does. Game number 2 coming up after this break. Stay tuned, guys.